Welcome to Sustaining Akron Communities, a monthly show that shines a spotlight on African American men and the things they do in the community. My name is AaRron. I'm the community manager for Bme Akron, an affiliate of Bme Community, a growing network of all races and genders committed to building better communities here in the U.S. Today, we're going to only need another 5 minutes or so to get into the life and celebrate our spotlight person of the month. His name is Preston Freeze Clark of Red Panda Creative LLC. Am I right?
That's right.
How you doing, brother?
I'm good. How you doing?
All right, I'm doing good. Lovely to have you here. What we do every month, in case people don't know, what we do is, like we said, we try to spotlight someone that's in a community that's doing something well, and particularly African American men. So before we get started, I want to thank you for coming on, telling us your story, and putting a shine on and a light on some of the stuff that you do out here for everyone. And I don't think they know what you do, but why don't we tell them, what do you do?
Oh man, I do so much, man. You know, it's crazy. I own a graphic design company. We do video production, the graphic design called Red Panda Creative. And you know, basically the way I started it was I went to art school. I studied video. I got a degree in video and graphics. And when I got out of school, it was in the middle of the recession, and I couldn't find work. So you know, I had to create my own work, pretty much. So I started a company with a couple of guys, and you know, it's been on ever since.
Right. And for those of you who don't know, if you're here in Akron in Summit County and been here for years, this guy is probably responsible for most of the independent rap artists' album covers, flyers, party promotions. You can still get at him today, and he's doing a whole bunch of graphics and video production as well. And if you follow him on Facebook, some of the stuff he's on Facebook doing is absolutely phenomenal. Tell him about some of the stuff that you're doing on a bigger scale, a national scale.
Well, you know, on the national scale, you know, I travel a lot. I'm also into the music business as well, so I do a lot of stuff for a lot of people in the industry. I've got to work firsthand with Cash Money Records and, you know, a couple other companies, you know, just shadowing and learning, you know what I mean?
Right, right.
Actually to be there firsthand and witness, you know, just how the operations go and how everything is ran, you know, it's been a blessing.
Okay, so basically, a lot of people don't know, this guy is a serial entrepreneur. He got several different businesses that he does. And when you talk about being able to start your own job after not being able to find work, like you mentioned earlier. So let's tell these people some of the stuff that you actually do as relates to business.
Well, as far as businesses goes, I got the multimedia graphics company, Red Panda Creative. I got the clothing line, Money Motivated, which I'm wearing right now. And then also, me and my daughter just started a company. Me, my daughter, and my wife Shayla, we just started a company called Lil Smoothies, and we're trying to help in the fight against child obesity. By well, right now we're trying to get school lunches to carry like smoothies for kids.
Right.
So we started Lil Smoothies, and it was my daughter's idea. So you know, we just support her, and you know, we backing her on that. And you know, hopefully by next year, the year after that, we'll be having, you know, healthy drinks for school kids.
And look at that, the opportunity the idea of recognizing an opportunity, even with your young people, your children, being able to come up with an idea like smoothies and have the notion to even try to put it in Akron public schools. All right, so you guys just heard exactly what this guy do. He has probably 1 million CDs too. He raps. He does the graphics, like we said. He's a serial entrepreneur, even looking after the kids, and even doing free stuff for the community as well. So let's now get into the mindset of you. We want people to know exactly what you think. Okay, you ready for it?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. So what motivates you?
I'm self-motivated. I just want to do, you know, I want to change the world. So when I wake up, I think of, you know, what can I do? What can I offer that, you know, that'll change the face of the world? know what I'm saying? So I'm always, you know, my mind is working, the wheels is turning. You know, sometimes I go into work mode and I'm doing graphics and things like that, but at the same time, you know, I watch the news and I'm thinking of different things that we can do as a community to just better everything.
Right. So speaking of community, why do you think it's so important to spotlight things that black males are doing here in Akron?
Well, the reason it's important is because we as black males, we make up a majority of the prison population. So most of the time when you see the news, it's like, you know, the suspect, you know, 9 times out of 10, you already know what it's gonna be.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying, it's important to show that, you know, we can do better. You know, we can uplift each other, and, you know, we can make a difference in our community.
Right. Now, and particularly, I was looking on Facebook this morning actually, and you put a plea out. It was like 7 o'clock, and you put a plea out there, which was real significant. Let's get into that real quick. What was it about, and what were you trying to hope to accomplish?
Well, what I was saying is, you know, I basically stated that, you know, if you're a black male in America and you made it to 30 or over, you know that you know you're a mastermind, you're a survivor, and most importantly, you got somebody that's praying for you. You might not know who it is. It might be your mom, your grandma. You know, you know, when you leave the house, you know, they praying for you. You know what I mean? They worried about us. You know what I'm saying? Because we facing a lot of dangers. You know what I'm saying? We you know, we face the police. You see a lot of police, you know, shooting us down, and we shooting each other down. You know what I'm saying? So basically, what I was saying is we need to uplift each other instead of, you know, trying to tear each other down. We need to get stronger. Now is the time to get stronger.
Right. So how do you define success?
Well, success, you know, can be defined many ways. It could be defined financial. You got financial success. You got people like, you know, say Donald Trump. He would be considered a success, you know. But you got people that you never heard of, you know, that may be successful at different things. You know, you got the school teacher. You know, her class might have met above the grade average that they did the previous year.
Right.
And that's a success.
Right.
And we need that.
If you could talk to anybody from our history, who would it be? And why?
If I could talk to anybody from our history, I would probably talk to Dr. King.
Yeah. Our last guest said that. Why would you want to talk to Dr. King?
Well, if I could talk to him about what's going on today, I mean, I would want to know his views. You know what I'm saying? I would like to hear what he would say about what's going on. And, you know, a lot of us take the things he did for granted. You know, we think it's just cool. We go to restaurants and, you know, you go to the club and they in there popping bottles. You know what I'm saying? And you know, back in his day, you really couldn't do that.
Right.
You had to do that within your own home. If you go to certain places, you might not come back home.
Right. All right, so let me ask you this. Other than the athletes and musicians, who was your role model growing up?
Other than athletes and musicians, my role model was my grandfather, Reverend McWayne, because he always kept me spiritually grounded.
Good.
And every time, you know, something was going wrong, you know, he'd be like, you know, that ain't right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, he wouldn't really preach. I mean, he was a pastor, but he wouldn't preach to me. He'd just be like, you know, that ain't right. God don't like that. You know what I'm saying? You need to get it together.
Right. I got one more question.
What's that?
Lastly, what book do you believe that everyone should read?
what book should everybody read? That's a tough one, man, because it's a lot of them. It's a lot of them that I like, but one of my favorites is the Bible. Another favorite is the 48 Laws of Power. I like The Art of War by Sun Tzu. You know, just a combination. You know,
Right.
I think we need something from each of those books. That's my top three.
Those are top three?
Yeah.
Listen, and what we do again, we spotlight everyday brothers here in sustaining Akron communities. Everyday brothers. Like I said, this is a serial entrepreneur. This guy represents music. He represents art. He represents smoothies for kids. This guy does it all. We grab him right off the internet, bring him in here. We grab him right off the Ave, bring him in here. We want you guys to see this guy, help us celebrate the life and his work. Okay, so for the Akron Urban League as well as Bme Akron, we want to thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
All right, and think about this. If you ever see me on the streets of Akron and you know someone that's doing something, give me a call. You can contact me at 330-217-9188, or you can email me at ACE, that's ACE at bmecommunity.org. Again, text Akron to 96,000 to join Bme Akron. Thank you.
Hold on, one more. Shout out to my mama. I gotta give a shout out to my mama. She gonna be on my neck.
Right. Again, thank you again for joining us. Bme Akron, sustaining Akron communities. Thank you.